YouTube? Leo1. Alright, I just wanted to do a video of a little short response video of I told my subscriber that I was going to do. I mean, we was like, man, you do one, I do. I said, alright, because I do it, you know. So, he was doing a video about what's your favorite themes on the TV shows. And, you know, cartoon, who's your favorite, you know, cartoon, not cartoon, but comic character. You know, I did a couple response on it and I wrote them back. But I was like, damn, now it's time for, you know, what's your favorite theme or your song or a song on a movie. And, you know, it's a lot of them. And at the time, you know, when I was growing up like in the mid-70s all the way through the late 70s to the early 80s, you know, I done seen some good stuff on television and movies as well. And some, it was like, I think it was like one show on TV that, you know, we wasn't allowed to watch. And that was what's the name of that damn show? It was about these two white dudes. They used to get in this orange car with the Confederate flag on there. And that was something that was a no-no under my father's roof in his house. We couldn't watch it. And, you know, we used to wonder why we couldn't watch Dukes of Hazzard. That's what it was. We couldn't watch it, and he had to like sit us on the kitchen table and explain, you know, what that flag meant. And when he broke it down to us, we understood what it was, because that flag ain't nothing but harm and disastrous, you know, to people of color like us as well. So, you know, we couldn't watch that show. But anyway, off that, mostly my favorite themes or songs is on mostly black exploitation films. Because it was just all, you know, R&B. It was mostly soul. And it was done by our black singers. And when they did the soundtracks and stuff, you know, because, you know, you had Willie Hutch, he did The Mac, he did Foxy Brown. Barry White did one, I forgot the name of the movie. Marvin Gaye did Trouble Man. James Brown did Black Caesar and Slaughter's Ripoff. Curtis Mayfield, Superfly. He even produced it. Gladys Knight and the Pips. Claudine. He produced Aretha Franklin when she did the Sparkle, that movie. You had Rolls Royce, they did Car Wash. Isaac Hayes, Shaft. I mean, you know, it goes on and on. I mean, I like Jimmy Cliff. He did The Harder They Come. That was like one of the reggae soundtracks. And then you had white groups like Bee Gees. They try to like emulate it when they did Saturday Night Live. They try to emulate it, you know, because most of the albums that the black artists did on those black exploitation films, you know, they had their image on there. Like, for instance, I got a couple of my albums here where they really my father's albums, but they mine's now. Like Isaac Hayes when he did Shaft, you know, that was, you know, that was their thing, but it was the same part of the movie. Isaac Hayes Shaft, and you had Curtis Mayfield when he did like Superfly. And so, you know, those were one of my favorite theme songs into the movies, you know. And because every time I was young, I used to listen to it. I said, damn, my mom and dad used to play that on a record player, which I got what I just showed you. Because at the time, you know, blacks exploitation films, even though we see it today, this brought a stereotype. But, oh yeah, I forgot Coolie High too. That was all Motown. Forgot about that. And I know I was leaving something out. But at the time was that, and I think, well, I'm going to get on that. I think at the time, black exploitation films, even Bruce Lee, they was only doing movies under one studio. It was called American International. But when Coolie High came out, I think like in the late 70s, I think that was one of the movies that had a major movie deal. And the same as Bruce Lee before when he died, he did Enter the Dragon and Game of Death, which that was Warner Brothers in Columbia. And I remember at the time, when we was young, we used to go to drive-in and see those at the time. I mean, half the time I would like fall asleep, but I know what it was. And, you know, when the 80s came, they had good soundtracks, because I had the records before, when Breaking came out, when Ollie and Jerry did, Ain't No Stopping Us, Ain't No Stopping, that was the shit right there. Beat Street, that was a good soundtrack. And, you know, when action movies came out, they didn't have much soundtracks to it. They just had the intro, or they had like the orchestration doing the music. Like, for instance, I liked the intro, or when Arnold Schwarzenegger came out with Predator. That was a good intro when you know you only seen the sky, the galaxy, whatever, and then all of a sudden the word Predator came out. That was a good one. One of the themes I liked it, but it kind of scared the hell out of me when I was young. That was the Shining, because at the end when Jack Nicholson was on that picture and he was taking pictures of those dead dudes on there, and at the time you thinking like, damn, you know, that motherfucker was dead all along. So yeah, that kind of got me too. Jaws. Some of the horror movies had some good themes, you know. Some didn't. But just like I said, I really like most of the black exploitation films, because it wasn't just showing stereotyping in the music, but it was just showing it was real music, because it was showing what black people's going through. Just like if you listen to Isaac Hayes on that Shaft, and when you listen to Soulsville, it's pointing out what's going on with the community, and, you know, through black lives. Don't get me wrong, I mean, some white movies came out, but they only had like introductions, or they had like a certain theme that was okay to me, you know. But really, when it came out, the music, the songs and themes, I got to give it up to all the black films, the black films. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes I do watch movies sometimes too. Most of the time I don't, because either I work, or, you know, seeing what's up with my brothers or something like that, or, you know, I'm taking care of my own business. But, you know, I have like tons and tons of movies, you know, because at the time, you know, I had DVDs and shit like that, and I have what are called flip albums, whatever, and I have movies in there, and they ain't no bootlegs. Those are real deal, because, you know, this dude I used to work with, he showed me a software that copy, and you can copy and burn DVDs. So when I got it, it came so addicting. I was going to Blockbuster, I was going to Hollywood, hell, I was even Netflix. And what I would do is I would get them, I would just like copy them and burn them, sit the shit down, send the movies back, and get more, until I came up with a huge ass collection. And let's see what's up. You know, because I hope this camera don't go blurry on me. But anyway, kind of bear with me for a little bit, alright?